Hey there, YouTube. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. We're finally here at the end of the week. I hope everybody, if you're in the States, has a happy holiday weekend planned. It's a long 3-day one, so sure there's a lot of people out there that are happy to have some extra time off. Anyhow, today I want to share with you a little raw food diet weight loss trick for the summer. Guys, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please go down and hit that subscribe button now. Then click on that little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel and hopefully come check out some more of my content. Well, it is definitely summer here. I don't think officially summer by the equinox thingy hits till about the third week of June, but we're already hot. We've already had days in the mid 90s. Regularly, we've been having we've had 1 or 2 days in the mid 90s. We've been like about 90 degrees every day this week, although we have a little cool spell coming through this weekend. So the trick I'm going to share with you, it's got a lot of purposes to it. It'll serve you well in the summer if you can get it. If you can't, every time I offer a tip or a trick, sorry if it's not in your area, sorry if you can't use it. I'm just throwing things out there, throwing things out to the masses, and hopefully a certain percentage of people will connect with that. But the weight loss, and also too, what I kind of try to do when I'm thinking about content I can create for this channel or ways to help people, it's like I try to kind of reverse engineer what I do, or I kind of reverse engineer how things affect my body. Obviously, if you've watched my videos before, weight loss, I'm not worried about weight loss. I'm doing the opposite. I'm worried about holding on to weight because my body, I'm eating all the time. So I'm always making sure I get enough calories in, I'm getting all my food in, and that I eat enough or my weight will go down. So what I'm trying to do is kind of reverse some of those tricks and see how somebody on the opposite end could use some of the things I'm thinking to do the opposite and lose weight. Sorry about that. That's a little convoluted there. But anyhow, for me, and the trick is, if you can get it, watermelon juice. I'm going to tell you something. I've already had 1 jar of this, so I'm having 64 ounces of watermelon juice today. Now, let me just go ahead and get this out of the way. If you want to eat, I'm talking in a certain amount, a certain trick for a certain type of weight loss. Now, what will happen is I'll get a question, well, can I do this? Can I do that? What if I did this? What if I do that? I don't know. Or people will ask, well, why do you make the juice? Why don't you just eat it? Consistency. A few years back, when I came back to Alabama, I would buy a melon and I would cut it open. And a lot of times it was just mushy, or I just didn't like the consistency of it. I don't know what, but I could tell, well, it's still sweet, but I would end up throwing melons out. So then that one time, I don't know why I decided to do this, but the melon was really sweet, but I just didn't like the consistency of it. So I scooped it out, put it in my blender, blended it up, strained it, and drank it. And I'm like, wow, that watermelon that I couldn't have sat there and eaten because of just the consistency of it is really sweet, and the juice is really good. So I just started making juice. Now, when I cut into a melon and it's a really good melon, I eat it. I eat some of it, but then I still juice it, because what I do in the summertime is I use this watermelon juice. This is my hydration. I found out when we didn't have watermelon juice for the last 6 months or so, I found out that I just don't hydrate well enough on water. I just don't like water. It's like I'm trying to make myself drink it all day. I try to get it down. How much have I drank? Blah, blah, blah. This watermelon juice is so good that, boom, I can take down 2 of these and I don't even know I've done it. And then, boom, I've got a good base of hydration for the day. And then I have a jar of water like this, and then I sip on that. And usually by noon, I've had 2 of these and a jar of water. And I'm good and hydrated, and I can go for hours and hours and hours without drinking again. But we're talking weight loss here. And all other things being equal, let me put a few qualifications in there. Now, you can't just drink a couple of jars of this stuff in the morning and then be like, okay, that's the trick. Now I can go eat whatever. you still want to make sensible decisions. Keep that, if you're trying to lose weight, keep that fat low, you know, but and make good decisions. But what the reason I like to call this a trick, and the reverse thing of reversing how it is for me, when I drink two of these, I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry for quite a while. I've learned in my head that I have to eat a little bit before I get hungry after the watermelon juice, or I'd go on and on and on. I drink two of these. It's about 8:30, 8:45 right now. I drink two of these. I could easily go till 12, probably go to 1 or 2, and not try to do it. It would just be like my hunger isn't there. So I have to think, I have to make myself eat. But for somebody else, and I'm not talking about restricting when you're trying to lose weight, but it's just kind of a little help. It's a little bit of an appetite suppressant. And you know, everybody will, or every once in a while, somebody will come up with, well, what about the blood sugar? That's just sugar getting right into your system. Look, I'm not Mr. Science or a doctor, but I understand the science a little bit, and there's people that can explain a little bit better, as Raw Food Romance, we were talking the other day. But insulin resistance, high blood sugar, all that kind of stuff is really more of a fat issue than it is a sugar issue. I mean, basically, our cells run on sugar. We take sugar in. If we're not eating high fat, sugar doesn't stay in our blood system for very long. It's that fat that keeps it in our system. So anyhow, the watermelon juice, it's going to keep you nice, and it's going to suppress that appetite for a while. And now for you, if you're trying to lose weight, go with that. You can wait a few hours. Now, if you really want to do something else that'll help you with that, eat a mono meal of fruit after that. Because then, you know, it already, like I say, you drink your watermelon juice, you're not hungry for a good while. Then when you do get hungry, you eat a mono meal, very healthy, very clean. After that, you know, just make good choices. But anyhow, the watermelon juice is really the trick. That's just that thing, like I say, that gets me going in the morning. But also, too, there's so many other benefits besides just weight loss there. Hydration, like I just talked about. And hydration, especially in the summertime when we're sweating more, people don't realize when they're dehydrated. By the time you're getting thirsty, you're already way down on how much hydration your body should be. By the time you're really thirsty, you need to drink and drink and drink and drink. I found it's just a really good feeling to be hydrated all the time. A lot of little issues you have. You know, a lot of times if you're dehydrated, you'll get a headache. People are like, I can't figure out why I have a headache. You're dehydrated. A lot of times people think they're hungry, or like, oh, I'm so hungry, I'm so starving. And that's another little trick we'll throw in right there. Anytime you get some sort of a craving, or you're like, in other words, an urge to eat, when it's not your time to eat or whatever, drink 32 ounces of water. You know, fill yourself up like that. Because a lot of times, like I say, hunger will mimic thirst. Like if you're down and you're just really thirsty and your body needs hydration, sometimes you'll think that you're hungry. You drink, you take care of that thirst, boom, you don't need to eat. But anyhow, like I say, this is just a real simple tip I wanted to share with you before we get into the holiday weekend. It's that time of year. Shoot, I just bought another watermelon yesterday. It is a real beauty. The watermelons are just going to get better and better from here on out. If you're in an area, don't tell me, oh, I don't get watermelon. I hate sad stories. But if you get them, you get them. If you don't, you don't. And like I say, you will, eat them. But if you can eat that equivalent, you really need to get your fill of it for this to work. But you know, that's one of the pleasures of summer is watermelon. So if you can drink all the watermelon juice, eat all the watermelon you want, and still lose weight, that's a bonus. Anyhow, like I say, just wanted to kind of check in with you here at the end of the week. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next week. Peace.